Hello and welcome to Dateline Lagos on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Coming up on the program, Governor Sanwo-Olu swears in 8 new permanent secretaries. Governor Sanwo-Olu commissions 2 ultra-modern schools in Ikorodu, and Lagos State Health Management Agency to commence enforcement of health insurance scheme. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has sworn in 8 new permanent secretaries to various ministries and agencies. Governor Sanwo-Olu urged the newly appointees to exhibit unwavering commitment to good governance and ensure excellent service delivery to residents of the state. Please take a look.
The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, makes his way into the Lagos House Banquet Hall, Alausa Ikeja, for the swearing-in ceremony of 8 new permanent secretaries who have been cleared for the position. Some members of the State Executive Council, as well as other invited guests, witnessed the oath of allegiance ceremony carried out by the 8 lucky ones.
In discharge of my official duties, except as is required for the discharge of my official duties, or as is officially permitted by the government, so help me.
One after the other, they received their oath of document from the governor. The head of service, Mr. Olabode Agoro, says the appointment of the new 8 permanent secretaries was born out of the need to revitalize the state's policy implementation by ensuring efficient service delivery in the state.
The appointment of 8 new permanent secretaries by our amiable Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, was born out of the need to revitalize the state's policy implementation apparatus in a bid to always improve on effective and efficient service delivery. As we all know, since the assumption of office of Mr. Governor, he has always demonstrated commitment to excellence, merit, fairness, and transparency in handling issues relating to the appointment. In handling issues relating to appointment into the position of permanent secretary in the state's public service. This is evident in the screening exercise organized biannually for substantive directors on grade level 17 who are desirous of and eligible for appointment into the position of permanent secretaries. This was put in place to eradicate the incidence of lobbying for appointment into such an exalted position. For the avoidance of doubt, I would like to state for the record that the appointment of these 8 permanent secretaries was made from the combined pool of directors who participated both in the 2022 and 2024 merit-based screening exercise for appointment as permanent secretaries. Therefore, other directors on the waiting list should trust the process and be rest assured that if you get to their turn, at God's appointed time.
One of the newly appointed permanent secretaries, Mrs. Aderisola Olanrewaju, who usually takes the role of swearing in new appointees, assures the state government of putting in their best to achieve the Teams Plus agenda.
To thank Mr. Governor and his cabinet for the opportunity given to all the newly sworn permanent secretaries today to serve in the best public service in the country. We do not take, none of us here, we take the oath that we have taken today lightly. We understand the importance, and we pledge and promise, we have resolved amongst each other that we will take this oath and keep the oath to the letter as we have just been sworn in. We promise that we'll do our best in the realization of this administration's Teams Plus agenda towards moving Lagos State forward. We thank you all for coming. On a personal note, however, I remember sitting here last year, and Mr. Governor was saying, how many permanent secretaries have you sworn? That it will be your turn soon. And to the glory of God, the Lord has made it possible.
Governor Sanwo-Olu urged the permanent secretaries to maintain the highest standard of professionalism in making Lagos a model state for governance and development.
For us in Lagos, it's always a promotion of excellence, it's always a promotion of professionalism, it's always a promotion of best in class at all times. And this is another crop of 8 best in class public officers that have just been sworn in here as permanent secretaries. And so permanent secretaries that you know are the backbone of effective governance. Just about a week ago, I met the entire 69 of them at the Exco Chamber. And they gave me further assurances of not only their dedication to service, but their commitment to the public service of Lagos State. And I'm indeed happy that they're all seated here today. And at that meeting, I supported them more than even my own cabinet members. But you know truly enough that you are the drivers of policy implementation. You are the custodian of institutional memory, and you are the bridge between the political leadership, in which you need to also give them that recognition, political leadership and the civil service execution. Your roles demand not just technical expertise, but also a visionary leadership. You must be able to innovate, and you must have unwavering commitment to the ideals of good governance at all times. As you assume your responsibilities today, I urge you to embrace our administration's developmental agenda with a renewed vigor, and it continues to serve as the guiding light of the blueprint for delivering a sustainable development and prosperity for all Lagosians. With your new status comes higher responsibility, higher expectations. You are now the standards of public, not just here, but of public trust, and you must lead by examples at all times. We'll expect nothing less than that excellence, result-oriented leadership for which you have worked and have earned you to this position. Your work must speak for itself through impactful policies, effective service delivery, and measurable outcomes that we believe will improve the lives of our people.
The new appointees are Mr. Olanrewaju Bajulaye, Ministry of Arts, Tourism and Culture, Dr. Abiola Idowu, Health Facility Monitoring and Accreditation, Mrs. Aderinsola Olanrewaju, Citizens Mediation Bureau, Mr. Tajuddin Mahood, Ministry of Finance, Mr. Wasiu Agbabiaka, Civil Service Commission, and Mr. Adebayo Olayinka, Ministry of Wealth Creation. 8 of them now joins the pool of permanent secretaries running the affairs of Lagos State governance.
And now to the education sector. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, says his administration is committed to the pursuit of academic excellence for all students in the state. Now, he made this comment at the Keme Balogun Junior and Senior College, Ibeshe in Ikorodu, during the commissioning of 2 new rehabilitated schools in the area.
Public school infrastructure in Lagos State now attracts learners in their numbers. One of the latest attractions is the rehabilitated Keme Balogun Junior and Senior College in the Ibeshe area of Ikorodu, which now boasts of new classrooms, mini football pitch, and a multi-purpose sports court. Governor Sanwo-Olu's rehabilitation drive is described as another milestone in the Themes Plus developmental agenda.
This development is a part of a larger statewide initiative with identical projects simultaneously being commissioned in other 15 schools, highlighting our collective efforts to provide top-notch educational facility for all students. To our dear students, teachers, and parents, I am proud to say that this is a new infrastructure is a direct result of our collective efforts to provide a conducive learning environment. This state-of-the-art facility will not only enhance academic excellence, but also provide opportunity for our students to develop their physical and social skills. The ultra-modern blocks of classrooms are equipped with the latest technology and amenities designed to create impactful and interactive learning experience. The mini football pitch and multi-purpose sports court will provide our students with a safe and healthy environment to engage in physical activities.
Chairman of a special committee on rehabilitation of public schools gives an overview of the project.
Keme got our attention following instructions from Mr. Governor when he got information that the post state of the classroom blocks had 3 bungalows here before. To my left here, you see 2 bungalows still existing. In between those 2 bungalows, there is another one. So when we came here, we realized that they are all in derelict situations. We conducted some soil tests, and the result of the soil test immediately advised that we need to demolish one of the bungalows. When we did that, it became obvious that the classroom to student ratio was not adequate. The population spiked, and as a result, when we approached Mr. Governor, the situation we are having here, he instructed the construction of the edifice we are seeing to my right. Thank you very much, sir. You can see all our buildings now are all wrapped around with concrete facial, both at the sides and at the eaves. This is to ensure that we do not allow the windstorm to blow up any roof, so that I can assure you that in the next decades, you will not have any roof upthrust here at all.
The school and the Gbogbo local government authorities where it is located commend the government for changing the landscape of the school. They also seek more assistance.
My governor, I'm short of words. When I got to this school in 2020, the buildings were dilapidated. They were in a state of despair. And I put on my thinking cap. I knew the workings of the Lagos state government. I know your capacity, Mr. Governor. I've seen your wonderful jobs in Lagos, how you rehabilitated so many schools, improve of the road facilities in Lagos State, the water facility as well, the rail lines, and other laudable projects you've embarked on in Lagos. I decided to write to scripts, and to God be the glory. My letters were approved. We started with the renovation of the building, and it was done in a jiffy. You are an epitome of love. You love these children. My children, what can we say to the governor? I can't hear you. Say it loud.
So I want to say this, sir, that in Igbo LCDA that you have done this. We appreciate all you have done. But I will be speaking on behalf of all indigenous area in Lagos State, from Ikorodu to Ekpe to Badagry, Awori, Ojo, that we have a major challenge, sir, that we want you to help us look into. And the challenge is that most of our farms, when schools were founded in the early days, are now cities. And because they are now cities, we don't have public primary schools in those places. So aside renovating, building, constructing a good building in the existing one, I want to appeal, sir, that let us look into giving birth into new schools.
It's also an opportunity for the lawmaker representing Ikorodu constituency 2 to appeal for the completion of some road project in Ikorodu.
Mr. Governor, this remarkable achievement is yet another testament to your commitment to education, youth development, and infrastructure excellence in Lagos State by investing in world-class learning, and sport facility. You are not only shaping the future of our children, but also fostering an environment for academic excellence and talent discovery. The Bola Ahmed Tinubu Road, Igbe, Oluwa, Mr. Governor. Olusegun, please stand up. Mr. Governor, Ejo, mo follow ben Ejo, Onoyi, Ejo, Tron, Ejo, ba pari e. Mr. Governor, Ejo, Tron, Ejo, Mr. Governor, Ejo, Onoyi, mo follow ben Ejo, ba pari Ejo, Tron. Thank you so very much for all you do, and I want to say big congratulations to all Keme Balogun students, the parents, the pupils, and the family. All of us are saying, Mr. Governor, thank you, and God bless you.
Governor Sanwo-Olu appeals to the students to make it count by doing exceptionally well in the West African Senior School Certificate Examination.
You can see that these ambitious events consolidate our commitment to development and pursuit of educational excellence and the social economic development in our state. By investing in these schools, we're investing in the social economic fiber of our various communities. I was deeply moved when we went to the Ajegunle Junior High School. This was a community that has been denied for the past almost 15 years, when heavy flooding ravaged the entire community and they lost the only school that they had. But about 2.5 years ago, they did road to us passionately, and we did responded. Driving into that community this morning brings a nostalgia of the real essence of governance. When government make a promise and you keep a promise. Not only have we done the road into that community, that school had almost 150 pals. We did not consider the extent of what resource we needed to do to give that community a befitting world-class educational institution. And they also have the sporting grounds, because a canteen and a football pitch was also constructed for them. I want to make the promise that before the end of this year, we want to go back into that place and build for them a senior secondary school. We believe that this creates an environment where students can thrive academically. Students can move and envision their tomorrow. Socially and physically, they can become stable. We believe this is the minimum we can do for them to create their future and to set them on the path of greatness. I'm challenging Keme Balogun that in this year's WAEC exam and all these schools, I don't want anything less than 80–85%. And that is a challenge that I want, ensuring that all of the pupils that you put forward in your WAEC are brilliant, outstanding students that can bring about the beauty of the real physical infrastructure that we're putting in place.
The inauguration was rounded off with the unveiling of another block of classrooms in Ajegunle Junior High School, Owode Oniri. 7 more schools will be commissioned in the coming days.
And finally on the program, the Lagos State Health Management Agency has announced plans to commence the full enforcement of mandatory health insurance for all residents by the 3rd quarter of 2025. This was announced by the Permanent Secretary of the Lagos State Health Management Agency, Dr. Emmanuel Azamba, during LASHMA's 2025 first quarter media engagement at Alausa in Ikeja.
Since the year 2020, some residents of Lagos have been enjoying the affordable healthcare services provided by the Lagos State government through the state health insurance scheme called Ilera Eko. The Lagos State Health Insurance Scheme, under the supervision of the State Health Management Agency, is constantly making healthcare services a lot easier by initiating various healthcare plans for all social status. The 2025 first quarter media parley, organized by the Lagos State Health Management Agency, provides an opportunity for the agency to reel out what has been achieved so far and the new initiatives available for residents under Ilera Eko.
Our goal is to ensure that Ilera Eko remains in the forefront of public consciousness and that more Lagosians enroll onto the scheme. Today, We are excited to share some of our major initiatives which will further drive health insurance uptake across the state. One of these is the Tiwa Cooperative. It is a strategic initiative designed to bring the informal sector on board by providing flexible payment options for artisans, traders, and low-income earners. Ladilera Eco is mandatory for every resident in Lagos State. For those who are yet to enroll, registration has been made simple and accessible. You can register at our head office, the Good Shepherd House opposite Alausa Secretariat Ikeja, at our divisional and sub-divisional offices, kiosks that are across the state, or at any community pharmacy or provider under the Ilera Eco scheme. You can also self-register via our USSD code, *6700*006#, or visit our website at www.lashma.com. Especially with all this economic hardship, once you have made your payment, you are rest assured that even if you have 0 naira in your pocket and you walk into your facility that you have selected, you will get care, and your family will be covered. So you can, at least kind of confirm some level of quality of life for you and your family when it comes to your health. Somebody asked a question about how many lives we are on now. We are about 1.3 million lives and counting. That is where we are now. We have come up with these new initiatives, and we are hoping that those initiatives will help us to even grow in quantum leaps.
In a push to expand the number of Ilera Eco enrollees, Lashma has also introduced an enterprise platform that will boost the income of those who attract more residents to the health insurance scheme.
What we have done is to institute a financial inclusion strategy by putting in place Ilera Tiwa multi-purpose cooperative society for members who are willing to pay small to join for the purpose of financial inclusion. The moment they join, they will have the opportunity to have benefits that has social impact and, of course, an embellishment and complement of economic impact. They will have access to get loans after 6 months of active membership, which is twice the amount that they have. They will also have the opportunity to have the unique advantage of earning rewards in form of cash. Extensively, because we are big on feedback and research, we discovered that the most consequential reward that Nigerians care about is cash reward. And so, therefore, we are using a multi-level marketing approach to compensate every member who is able to convince another Lagosian to be able to join Ilera Eco. So, therefore, we have technically introduced an enterprise platform for people to be able to build a nest of income for themselves. And so there's a grand reward prize even every year for people that can do better than the other while introducing people, other residents into the cooperative. So in addition to this, the cooperative has come to stay. We're piloting it, and then it will begin to run full throttle as from next week.
Lashma also highlights the legal framework backing the health insurance scheme in Lagos State.
Since federal law has now made it compulsory to subscribe to a state social health scheme, the executive governor of Lagos State, Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, deemed it expedient to issue an executive order to this effect. And that is the executive order EOBOS01 of 2024. And this is the executive order on compulsory subscription to social health insurance by all residents and workers of Lagos State. And this says that it is compulsory for all residents, employers, and workers in Lagos State to subscribe to the state social health insurance scheme, which is Ilera Eco. We are going to begin to roll out the use of lateral IDs at healthcare facilities. So Ilera Eco enrollees will now be able to use lateral IDs at healthcare facilities for verification. And this is set to roll out in second quarter, and we are going to begin with 100 facilities. We are going to begin enforcement in earnest by quarter 3, 2025. And the agency is currently conducting extensive public awareness. We're engaging the public, we're engaging stakeholders, and we are refining the enforcement modalities so that we can roll out efficiently in quarter 3.
The role of assessment and incentives in driving hospital performance under Ilera Eco healthcare insurance is not left out in this media engagement.
we do a pre-empanelment assessment. So before a hospital can even join the Ilera Eco provider network, we have to check them to see, do they even have the capacity to give quality and safe care to our enrollees? So before they even come in, we do an assessment. Next, we do a classification of hospitals into primary hospitals that provide primary care and hospitals that provide secondary care. Then, once they are in to the system, we can't just leave them alone. Quality is a journey. We have to continuously work with hospitals to improve their quality. So we also do a quality baseline assessment to see where they are, identify the gaps, and give them advice on what to do. Then we also look at the patient side, the patients that go to the hospital. What do they experience there? We want to know. We want to get the feedback from patients so that we can give feedback to the hospital and say, oh, these are the gaps that patients have identified when they access your hospital. Do better. These are the things that you need to do to become better.
We have a number of incentives that we give to hospitals that work with us. So when your hospital is empaneled, that is, they've been onboarded fully into the network of Ilera Eco, and they can now attend and provide healthcare services to our enrollees. There are a number of things that we do for them. The first one is tiered capitation. Now, a capitation is a mode of payments that you pay a fixed fee ahead for a specific number of people. So I can say I have 10 people. Sorry, yeah, it's paid every month. So like I said, you pay it ahead before the services are provided, and for a specific number of people that you are paying for. We pay it every month, so it's paid ahead.
Some of the enrollees present share their experience on how the healthcare initiative has reduced their financial burden.
People are dying because of lack of understanding of the situation, and the economic side of it. People don't even have enough to pay for the treatment. And this Ilera Eco is now doing much to help us, to help the masses. Because I count myself as the masses. Because if you say you are rich, when millions of people are not rich, you are still poor man. Excellent, the governors are doing a good job. And the member of staff that they are working, especially those they are staff at Ikorodu, they are working very well.
Over 1 million Lagos residents are currently registered under Ilera Eco healthcare insurance scheme. Others are advised to take advantage of the affordable healthcare services by visiting any of the physical enrollment centers across the 5 divisions of the state, or visit the Ilera Eco online portal in order to reduce out-of-pocket expenses.
Well, that's the program for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. As always, obey all state laws and live a healthy life. Till next time, it's bye for now.